Hello everybody, I hope you're all well and staying safe and enjoying your writing. This video is about creative writing practice, or creating your own creative writing practice. There's a lot of creative words in there, but anyway. And it comes as a bit of a trailer, I suppose, for a series of videos that I want to do, talking to other writers in the Converge writing community about how they write, and in particular how they've been writing in lockdown, and whether it's changed anything, whether it's helped, any tips, anything they find difficult, just so you can get an idea of what it's like for other writers. Every writer is unique, and I think one of the things that I enjoy learning most as a writer is developing my own writing patterns and learning about how I write and what works and what doesn't for me. And to do that, I've kind of dipped into various other people's experience over the years and just picked up what I felt like trying. And I learned from all of you. I learned from every class. So to start us off with that, I thought I'd talk a little bit about what a practice might look like. It makes it sound very, very grand, creative writing practice, but really it's just writing. How and where and when and all those kind of things. And I wanted to start off with a book that was one of the ones that really brought it home to me that writing wasn't just a hobby or a job even, or a thing. It was something that could be part of your life, and I think that's what practice means. When we use the word practice, we talk about things like a GP's practice or a law practice. It's an institution, I suppose. You're kind of building a one-person institution with yourself. It's also used, of course, in the Buddhist sense of a meditation practice, for example. It's something that you do regularly. And there's the other meaning of the word practice, of course, is to repeat something to get better at it, like practicing scales for a pianist, for example. And there's an element of that in it as well. So I think what I mean by writing practice is something that is part of you, part of the institution of you. And it's part of something that you do because it's who you are. It's part of your identity, in the same way as a lawyer or a doctor or whatever is an identity. But also it's something that you repeat to get better over time. And just like with a musician, they might do their scales on a Monday and it's okay. Do it on a Tuesday, oh, a bit better. Do it on Wednesday, yay, got this. Do it on a Thursday, rubbish. That's how practicing seems to go for nearly everything I've come across. It's not a straight line, you go up and down a bit. So it's the same as writing. And I think by committing to a practice or to doing it regularly, you're committing to do it even when it's a bit rubbish and you don't quite feel like it. Because that's the way that you improve, is to just keep going. I'm going to read you a little bit out of Writing Down the Bones by Natalie Goldberg. And it's a really good book. You can get it on Kindle, and I think if you can find any libraries that have electronic copies, that would be worth having a look at as well, because it's a really good book. Or treat yourself if you can, from a online retailer. It's got, one of the things I like about it is it's lots of really short chapters just with ideas about writing. It talks a lot about free writing, but it's dip-inable. You know, you can, if you feel like, if you're not sure where you are in your writing, you just want a little bit of inspiration, you can just dip into whatever chapter you feel like, and it's only a couple of pages per chapter. I'm going to read you a little bit of this one, which is called Writing as Practice. This is the practice school of writing. Like running, the more you do it, the better you get at it. Some days you don't want to run and you resist every step of the 3 miles, but you do it anyway. You practice whether you want to or not. You don't wait around for inspiration and a deep desire to run. It'll never happen, especially if you're out of shape. I've no idea what you're talking about. And have been ignoring it. But if you run regularly, you train your mind to cut through or ignore that resistance. You just do it. And in the middle of the run, you love it. When you come to the end, you never want to stop. And you stop, hungry for the next time. That's how writing is too. Once you're deep into it, you wonder what took you so long to finally settle down at the desk. You thought, through practice, you actually do get better. You learn to trust your deep self more and not give in to the voice that wants to avoid writing. It's odd that we never question the feasibility of a football team practicing long hours for one game, yet in writing we rarely give ourselves the space for practice. When you write, don't say, I'm going to write a poem. That attitude will freeze you up right away. Sit down with the least expectation of yourself and say, I am free to write the worst junk in the world. You have to give yourself the space to write a lot without a destination. That's an important sentence. You need to give yourself the space to write a lot without a destination. In other words, you're not always writing the next thing you're going to publish. You're not always writing the next exercise for class. Sometimes you're writing just as one step on that destination to being a better writer. She continues, I've had students who said they decided they were going to write the great American novel and haven't written a line since. I've met so many people like that on writing courses, quite mature people who've wanted to write all their lives and were waiting for the right time to do it. But of course, then they find that they're in their later years and they've got to learn the skills from scratch, because they are skills. Creative writing is all about skills, and if you haven't got them, then you have to learn them, however much talent you may have. And she carries on. If every time you sat down you expected something great, writing would always be a great disappointment. Plus that expectation would also keep you from writing. And she goes on to describe her rule, which is to have a notebook every month. She uses legal pads, I think, the yellow American ones. And she aims to fill one of those up every month with any writing at all, some bit of journaling, bit of free writing, experimental pieces, whatever she feels like on that day, exercises. So she aims not to write a certain number of words every day, but to fill up that pad at least once a month. My cat is on my desk, I'll warn you now, there may be an interruption. Let me introduce you to Fizz briefly. There we are, there's Fizz, say hello. There we go. Where was I? Yes, that's right, destinations and filling books. So how much you want to write in a day is entirely up to you, and just like when we learn free writing, by all means start small and build up. The important thing is to write every day. Now, I know some people say they don't like to write every day, they like to write every weekend, and that's fine, or every whatever unit of time, and that's fine if it's what suits you. But the important thing is it has to be a pattern. So if you say you're going to write on a certain day every week or every month, you do it. I mean, I would suggest while you're in lockdown, if you can, if any other commitments allow, you set aside the time you would have been spending in class with us and write in it. You can do the exercises that we give you online, or you can write whatever you want, but at least give yourself that time that you would have had with us to build your writing practice and to get better, because the only way to improve is to keep writing. So those are my words of wisdom for today. I hope that was helpful, or if not, that Fizz's words of wisdom were helpful. I think about you all a lot, really miss you, and I hope that you're enjoying what we put online. We'd love to read some of your writing. I miss your words so much, so please, if you do write something, feel free to email it, even if it's just to me. And if you'd like me to share it with others on the blog, that's absolutely fine. I'm very happy to do that as well. But I'm looking forward to reading all your Creative Writing Heals pieces soon as well. So that's it for me this week. I hope you have a great week, and I look forward to continuing this series and talking to some of our other Converge creative writers over the next few weeks. If you'd like to be interviewed on Zoom for that, let me know and we can set something up. Just drop me an email. But meanwhile, take care, be safe, and happy writing. Bye for now.